Welcome to my channel, Gadgets for Gentlemen. It has been more than 6 months ago that I received this package from Orient Star. After wearing this watch, the Orient Star Classic, I thought it was time to give it a thorough review. But first, let's start out with a wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing one of my favorite watches, the Seiko SKX 013. And I'm wearing it on the original Jubilee bracelet. You can find a full review of this watch on my channel. There she is, the Orient Star Classic. I have been wearing this watch for over 6 months and I'm very impressed by the quality. As you can see, the watch is running. The first thing that is very special about this watch, it has a mineral domed crystal. As you can see here, the mineral is not flat, but it's very much curved. That adds some height to the watch, but it also adds a very nostalgic feeling, like this watch belongs to the 70s or 60s. And also when we look closer, we can see that the dial is also curved. So when you go to the outer layers of the dial, you can see the dial moving inwards. So these are some very nice aesthetic points for this watch. The dial itself is a combination of white and silver. What I mean by that is the color that we see here in the watch dial is neither white or silver, but it's changes in the light from white to silver, and I think that is very appealing. I have the same sort of experience with my Seiko Alpinist, which you can also find on my channel. That green dial of the Seiko Alpinist also plays beautiful with the light. Then if we look here, we can see very nice applied markers on every hour, done very tastefully. Beautiful hands, they look a bit like katana blades. We have an applied Orient Star logo. Orient Star is a branch within the Orient watch company that produces slightly more expensive and higher quality watches. We can also find that logo on the crown. And on the top, we can see this power reserve indicator. If we look at the back, we can see a display case back, which allows us to have a look at the movement. The movement of the watch is made by the Orient Star Japan. Very nice watch box. Very, very well done. If we look here at the bracelet, this is the original bracelet it came on. We can see a very nice buckle. Again, with the Orient Star logo. Very beautiful. But then what I think is this bracelet is way too shiny for this watch. I think it's not appealing. I do think the bracelet is made of authentic leather, but I think it just doesn't look right. I think the quality of this watch is remarkable, and it's a shame that Orient tried to cut down cost by putting this watch on a horrible strap. Let me go over another thing that I think, could have been done better, and I think it has to do with the thickness of this watch. So the thickness of this watch, including the domed crystal, is 13 millimeters, which I think for a dress watch is pretty thick. I would have appreciated to get rid of the automatic movement, the rotor, and have this watch come purely in a hand wind version. That way they could have reduced the height or thickness of the case. And overall, this watch could have been made a bit slimmer. I would have been willing to pay slightly more for that aesthetic look. The case diameter of this watch is 38 millimeters, and these days that's considered small. I think for a dress watch it would have been even better if this diameter of 38 millimeters would have been even smaller, say 36 millimeters or 34 millimeters. I think that would have looked even better. But this is coming from a guy with small wrists. My wrists are only 6.3 inches. So I tend to feel more comfortable with mid-size watches, such as this SKX 013. As much as I love this watch, I do think it's slightly too big for my wrists and for what it was intended to be, a dress watch. But don't get me wrong, I think this watch is really awesome. I think it's very nice to be able to see the in-house movement by just flipping over the watch, having a look at the beautiful movement. The rotor is signed by Orient Star. It's skeletonized. Very pretty. What else can I say about the movement? The movement allows hand winding as well as hacking. The movement is called the caliber 40N52. It has 22 jewels and it's supposed to be very durable. I haven't had any problems with this watch wearing it over more than 6 months. I think it will not let me down. The lug to lug distance, so that's this distance to this distance, is measured as 44 millimeters. So that is very comfortable. As you can see here on the side of the watch, there's holes in the lugs, which allows you to easily change the watch strap without damaging the lugs. I think that's very beautiful done. And I think with this beautiful dial, it offers many watch strap combinations. I chose to go with this very subtle black Hirsch leather strap, but I think this watch would look also very beautiful on a dark brown leather strap. Here on the side we find this beautiful signed crown, and as you can see, the size is done very well. It's pretty big, which allows you to easily operate the watch. The design of the watch looks like mid-century 60s or 70s. It has a very vintage style. So I use this watch to pair it up with my suit. I wear it maybe 2 days per week. I think this is purely made as a dress watch. I don't wear it on informal settings. Also, the watch only has 50 meters of water resistance. And for a dress watch, I think that's more than enough. But I would not advocate to use this watch as a beater watch. So the watch, it comes in a variety of options. This is the one with a silver case, all stainless steel, silver indices, silver hands, and a white silverish sunburst dial. It came on a black leather strap that I showed you earlier. But this watch also comes in other versions, such as a version with golden indices and also a version with beautiful blued hands on a metal bracelet. And I've even seen a version with a gold-plated case and very different hands, more like a very classic Breguet style hands. So I think this watch is really remarkable. With its 38 millimeter case, I think there's not too many watches of this quality and at this price point. The only 38mm version watch from around the same price point I can think of is the Seiko Sharp 035 and the Seiko Sharp 033. I own a Seiko Sharp 033 and I can highly recommend it. If you are willing to go a little bit up in terms of case size, you can find beautiful alternatives with a size of 39 and 40mm. I'm talking here about the Orient Bambino with 40mm and a very low price point. I'm talking about the Hamilton Intramatic, which I think looks stunning. The Hamilton Jazzmaster. I'm talking about the Tissot Visodate and the Tissot Le Locle. And finally, I think the Seiko Cocktail Time looks impeccable. All in all, what I can say is this watch is it's affordable. I think it's stunning. It's robust, timeless, beautiful Japanese in-house automatic movement. I would say it's just overall great value for money. Besides, if you want to go for a tool watch such as the Seiko SKX013 and wear it as a dress watch, then there's a few more options that I can highly recommend. You could consider the Hamilton Khaki Field. You can also look at the Seiko Alpinist. You can look at the Seagull 1963. So there we have it. We got the Orient Star Classic, this beautiful Hirsch leather strap on my 6.3-inch wrist. I think it looks very nice. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I would really love this watch to be a tiny bit smaller. But yeah, I think I can handle this 38mm version. It looks very stunning. I hope you find this video useful. If you enjoyed it, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have a great day and see you soon on my channel.